want to, in a very special way, say and confess that without God, we wouldn't have been here. My gratitude also goes to the people of Kenya, the millions who listened to us, the millions who participated in our campaigns peacefully, the millions who turned up to vote for us on 9th of August, and the millions who have waited patiently until this announcement has been made. Specifically, I want to thank my fellow countrymen and women because we have raised the bar in this election. Jointly, we have raised the bar. This election was much about the issues than the ethnic configurations that have always informed our elections. Gratitude goes to the millions of Kenyans who refused to be boxed into tribal cocoons. I am a very proud Kenyan this evening that the people of Kenya have raised the bar on us who are seeking leadership in our country. Not to sell our ethnicities, but to sell our programs, our manifestos, our agenda, and our plan. Let me also say right at the start that in here and in this election, there are no losers. The people of Kenya have won because we have raised the political bar. I want to say that the people of Kenya, led by the 14 million who turned up to vote, are the biggest winners. The hero of this election is the IEBC, led by Wafula Chebukati. I say this with conviction that the IEBC amazed all of us. With the results in the public portal, all the servers were open. And everybody, all you needed is a simple calculator, and you would have the results. I want to congratulate the IEBC for raising the bar. And I want to say, without fear of any contradiction, that one Wafula Chebukati is our hero. Soft-spoken, but firm. And I want to tell you, Mr. Chairman, we are very proud that without informing any one of us, you put all the results from all the polling stations on a public portal where any Kenyan could access. That became the game changer in this election. Let me also, at this point in time, thank our partners, the religious leaders who were part of this process right from the beginning. For the first time, we saw religious leaders spend time at this Starling Center and prayed for this process. I am sure their prayers will not be in vain. I also want to thank our development partners, our diplomatic community, and all the observers who came in their thousands to be part and parcel of the process right from almost 2 weeks ago to its conclusion in this auditorium. To all of them, I tell them the people of Kenya are eternally grateful that you took your time, valuable time, to watch over this process so that the right thing can happen. I want to thank my worthy competitor, the Honorable Raila Odinga, for a campaign that we all dwelled on issues and we tried to sell an agenda to the people of Kenya. I want to promise that I will work with all elected leaders and all leaders in Kenya so that we can fashion a country that leaves nobody behind. What the people of Kenya have done, they have assigned us responsibilities. There will be those of us who will be in the executive, but there will be those of us who will oversee what we do in the executive. Both responsibilities in government and in the opposition are important for the people of Kenya. I want to promise the people of Kenya that I will run a transparent, open, democratic government. And I will work with the opposition to the extent that they provide oversight over my administration. Let me also, at this point in time, acknowledge my boss, the President of the Republic of Kenya. His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, who has worked with me over the last 10 years in various forms. And I want to commit to the people of Kenya that I will build on the foundation that President Kenyatta and I put together and take this country to the next level. I want to promise all the people of Kenya, whichever way they voted, that this will be their government. I know many are wondering, especially those who have done many things against us. I want to tell them that they have nothing to fear. There is no room. There is nothing. There is no room for vengeance. There is no room for looking back. We are looking into the future. I am acutely aware that our country is at a stage where we need all hands on deck to move it forward. We do not have the luxury to look back. We do not have the luxury to point fingers. We do not have the luxury to apportion blame. We must close ranks and work together for a functioning, democratic, prosperous Kenya. I want to thank the members of my team, starting with my wife and family, and many other prayer warriors in Kenya. And I want to confess that I have been prayed into victory. It is not our effort. And my team knows. We were working against the odds, many odds at that, but I must confess that it is God who brought us this victory. I do not want to mention the many people, many friends who have been part and parcel of this journey. Many people have paid huge sacrifices for us to get here. I want to promise them that their sacrifice will not be in vain. I and my team and I will work very hard to make sure that we don't let the sacrifices made by many Kenyans, we don't let them down. I am very confident that this country will come together and we can move forward as one united, democratic, and prosperous country. I want to ask our religious leaders from across Kenya to pray for us and to pray for the unity and prosperity of our country. I will not want to say more than that because I will be making other statements in the course of time. But let me say to all of you, thank you very much for being here this evening to witness this very historic, democratic occasion that moves our country to the next level. And let me thank my very able deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, for the sacrifice and the commitment he has demonstrated and the hard work he has put in, together with all our teams, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, JB Muturi, Mr. Mutua, Amazon Kingi, and all. Let me not go down that route because I will disappoint some people, because that list is very long, especially the men and women members of parliament who were elected with us in Jubilee, and they have paid a heavy price for us to get here. Ladies and gentlemen, waheshimiwa, let me say I owe you. You are great people. The sacrifices you made, withstanding the many incidences of blackmail and threats, I want to tell you, you have earned your place in the history of Kenya, because today we're going to form a government together to serve the people of Kenya. So with those many remarks, let me say to all the people of Kenya, I give you my word that I will work hard to make sure that this nation moves to the next level, is united and is prosperous. Asanteni sana.
And of course, what follows is reactions across the country to that declaration, followed by the acceptance speech. I want to take you now to our Brenda Wanga, who's live for us in Kerugoya. Brenda, good evening. What was the reaction like?
Thank you, Yvonne. We are here in Kerugoya, Kirinyaga County. We've been here for the better part of the day, waiting on the IEBC to make that pronouncement, telling Kenyans who the country's next fifth president will be. That wait was not by us alone, members of the media, but the residents of this county, of this town, were also gathered in different places just following the proceedings on live television. And when that announcement was made at around 6 in the evening, the county, this town, the streets in Kerugoya erupted in celebrations, many of them expressing their joy, saying that their vote had counted. In this county alone, about 376,137 people had registered to vote in this election. Out of that, 260,900 turned out to vote last Tuesday to choose their various representatives from the NCA level right to the presidency. Now, in this county, Raila Odinga managed to get 37,909 votes, while William Ruto of UDA and Kenya Kwanza carried the day with 220,984 votes, while 1,828 votes were rejected at the ballot. That result resounding with the residents here, who clearly say that their voices had been heard hailing the victory of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance. They have taken close to 2 hours just going around the town celebrating that victory, saying that they are looking forward to the fulfillment of the promises, of the pledges that the Kenya Kwanza Alliance had made to them, pointing out key amongst them the issue of the cost of living, the high cost of living. They expect that the President-elect Dr. William Ruto will be addressing some of these issues once he gets to office. But the mood here, Yvonne, has largely been one of celebration. Many of them just taking in the moment, taking in the feeling that the person that they feel they overwhelmingly supported has had his day at the ballot and has had his day at the IEBC, becoming the country's fifth president. The celebrations right now quieting down a bit, but for the last 2 hours, the entire town has been up in celebrations, taking trips around the streets of this town. Some of them telling us that the celebrations will carry on late into the night, as they expect to see just exactly what they voted for and what will come out of their dedication to the person that they voted for, to the team that they voted for, saying that the areas here, the issues of the economy, the agriculture, they expect that these issues will be addressed. But for now, Yvonne, it is all celebrations in Kerugoya town and in Kirinyaga County. Back to you.
Thank you, Brenda Wanga, for that. As the celebrations continue there, I just want to remind you that during this broadcast, we'll be getting some understanding of the day's events, what a day it has been. Danvas Makori, who's a commissioner at the NCIC, Chieng Osogo, who's a political commentator, governance and elections expert, and Steve Ogola, who's an advocate of the High Court. We'll be getting some perspective from them on the day's events in just a little while. But first, I still want to take you to some more reactions. And let's now hear from our Francis Mtalaki, who is live for us in Mombasa. Francis, mambo vipi huko pwani?
Asante sana Yvonne. Kutoka pwani ni kwamba mambo mengi yanaonekana kutulia, hakuna mbwembwe, hakuna mahanja, na sherehe ambazo zimekuwa zikishuhudiwa katika kaunti mbalimbali katika taifa hili. Na hapa tulipo tuko katika mzunguko wa eneo la kisiwa hiki cha Mombasa, barabara ya Moi ambayo ni kitovu pia cha kisiwa hiki cha Mombasa. Kama hali unavyoiona hapo kwamba uchukuzi unaendelea sawa, wale ambao bado wamesalia katika jiji hili la Mombasa wakiendelea na shughuli zao kama ni uchukuzi, na wale wakazi wakiendelea tu kutembea na kuhakikisha kwamba wameweza kukamilisha siku yao baada ya tangazo kuwa naibu rais kwamba sasa ndio yaweza kushinda kile kipute cha urais na kwamba ndio rais mteule. Na tumeweza kutembea katika tembea zetu, ni kwamba tumeweza kuona kwamba maafisa wa polisi, magari kadhaa yakiweza kushika doria kuhakikisha kwamba usalama umedumishwa, hususan katika kisiwa hiki cha Mombasa. Mfano, katika barabara hii ambayo inaelekea katika maeneo ya Likoni, tutaweza kuona kwamba kila kitu kishwari, hakuna chochote ambacho kinaendelea. Na pia katika sehemu za Nyali tumeweza kuona kwamba kuna baadhi tu ya wakazi wanaoendelea na shughuli zao za kawaida. Pia hapa pia kuna baadhi ya wakazi ambao wapo tu wakiendelea, wakionyesha kwamba kwa sasa katika ile shughuli ambayo tumeweza kuona kwamba mji wa Mombasa umetulia, hakuna mbwembwe, mahanjam na kile ambacho labda tumeweza kushuhudia katika sehemu zingine tofauti. Wengi wakisema kwamba Wakenya wengi wakisema kwamba wanaendelea na shughuli zao, na wale jinsi viongozi wa kidini wakisema kwamba wanahitaji ambaye labda ana malalamishi yote kuelekea mahakamani. Na pia hii ikiwa ni ngome ya kinara wa Azimio Raila Amolo Odinga, pengine ndiposa hakuja kuweza kuwa
itu drama ya. Shika simu vizuri.
As you can see, the four of us, we are here, not at Bomas of Kenya, where the result is going to be announced, because of the opaque nature of how this phase has been handled. We therefore cannot take ownership on the results that is going to be announced. However, we have an open door that people can go to court, and because of the same, we urge Kenyans to be peaceful, because the rule of the law is going to prevail. Thank you.
Why can't you take it because of what's happening?
I said because of the opaque nature of this last phase of the general election, and we are not able to take ownership of the results that will be announced. We are going to give a comprehensive statement, but this is from us, the four of us, and again, we urge Kenyans to keep calm. There is an open door that people can go to court, and the rule of law is going to prevail. Thank you.
Commissioner, what do you mean by people can go to court? Some of the forms 34A have not been verified by the Azimio. What is not happening? Can you clarify on that?
We have said. Have you just come?
Commissioner. Yes. Commissioner.
A recap because we are not going to take questions. Agreed. We will give a comprehensive detail of today's. I have said.
When is that likely to be?
They want a recap. There are people who missed. Yes. We are saying we have upped the standards of election in this country. We have step by step faced the challenges that have been there. At the same time, we have ensured that things are running despite everything else. Now, we are not at Bomas of Kenya because we cannot take ownership of the results that is going to be announced because of the opaque nature which these results have been handled. We'll give details of this opaque nature very soon.
There you have it, that speech that was made by the 4 commissioners, including Vice Chair Julia Terera, Francis Wanderi, Justice Minaya, and Eileen Masita, 4 out of the 7 commissioners.
Taito drama eh. Taito drama wewe. Shika simu vizuri. Taito drama wewe.
Just see some very good sentiments there.
Taito drama wewe. Taito drama eh. Simu vizuri.
Can already anticipate that this announcement by a section of the IEBC commissioners, of course, sending the whole process into disarray. What will it mean? A lot of questions to get from, to legal experts. But of course, there are legal mechanisms that have been provided in the Constitution of anybody who contests the presidential election results can go through and seek legal redress. This is very clear in the Constitution. Commissioner Cherera there also saying the same, asking Kenyans to remain peaceful because there is a legal procedure that is set out that we anticipate whoever then is not agreeing with what is going to be announced any moment from now, then can follow that particular procedure. And of course, more questions than answers right now. And of course, for all of us, even as we on the newsroom continue to get information of what exactly is the bone of contention. All that has been said by the 4 commissioners who have, set out saying they're not participating is that the last phase was opaque. What was opaque? What was not put on the table? What did the other commissioners, see that they did not? These are questions that we will be seeking to have answered. But it appears that the process continues at the Bomas of Kenya. So many guests seem to have left. We know for sure that some diplomats and some ambassadors have already left the Bomas of Kenya. Remember, the initial announcement was to be made at 3 p.m. That was then moved to 4 p.m. And until now, that hasn't happened. We see a lot happening there, a bit of chaos at the Bomas of Kenya. Of course, understandably following what has just happened, the IEBC not standing together in this very critical moment of announcing the results of the presidential election, a very critical development right there. But it seems not to be stopping the announcement anyway. So all Kenyans are curious as to whom will be announced by Wafula Chebukati as the 5th president of Kenya as by the form that he will be having there, Form 34D, which is the official certificate that will be issued to the president-elect. And of course, important to see how this will happen. To remember, as in the Constitution, whoever will contest or whoever is not content with the election result, the presidential election result,